Arne, what are your initial thoughts on that result and the performance?
Very, very difficult first half for us. They did really well. Deserved to be 1 goal up. I think we were even lucky that it was only 1-0. Second half performance was maybe a bit the opposite. I think we had enough chances to score. Took a while before we scored one, and when we scored one, there was only a few minutes left. You think it's going to be a draw, but from their second set piece, they won the game.
Both their goals came from set pieces in a way. Was that a bit of a concern?
Yeah, that's what I said. So for the second goal they scored from, I said, wasn't the second set piece, but if you wanna compete, if you wanna be right up there, you need a very positive balance in set pieces. That's what I always say for years, and in this league, that's probably even more the situation. So that was one of our biggest strengths last season. We hardly conceded set piece. Now against Newcastle we conceded 2, and today we conceded 2. So that's something we need to do better. But this league is more and more and more and more about set pieces. So we had to defend a lot of them as well. And then the margins are small. One of our players in the last minute runs forward, maybe to try to counter-attack for a second goal. But in that area, the ball falls for a Crystal Palace player who scores.
In the first half in particular, you needed Alisson really to keep the scores down. What was it that you feel caused you so much trouble from the way Palace attacked?
Their game plan. It's a team that their game style, their way they play fits really well to their players. So they go to a low block. Their counter attack is a big threat with the fast players they have and the target man they have with Mateta. And if we try to press them, they are very good in playing the balls in behind the last line. We had a lot of problems with that in the first half. A lot, 4 or 5 chances we gave away, which is a lot. And for the rest of the time, we had ball possessions, playing the ball from right to left. But it's so hard to play through that low block. It's even more harder.
At times defensively today for you.
Well, I don't know whether it was tiredness. Right? I mean, they rested a fair few players in midweek in the Carabao Cup.
Well, they weren't their usual selves, were they?
They weren't their usual selves, but whether you can blame it on tiredness or anything, we are early in the season. I mean, I'd be hesitant to blame it on that. I mean, Kanate in the first half didn't know what he was doing. I can't say that was because of rustiness or tiredness or anything else like that. We've seen 1 or 2 performances from him this season that have been quite similar. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use that excuse. I would definitely give praise to Crystal Palace. They're a proper team. They're not, I mean, you mentioned how many games they've gone unbeaten. They beat Liverpool, obviously, early in the season, the Community Shield. It wasn't a fluke. So I would be more inclined to say Palace played particularly well.
And probably Arsenal on the team flight or just arriving at the team hotel on Tyneside at the moment ahead of that game at Newcastle tomorrow. What a fillip that is for them.
But Steve, that's the best feeling. When you see rivals lose on the way to the game tomorrow, so they'll be absolutely buzzing with that. And to be fair, Liverpool weren't at the best of it. Crystal Palace deserve to win that game.
OK, let's...
Premier League, you still got to go there and do a job. Even away at West Ham last week, they won 2-1. It's always difficult, especially a London derby, it's difficult. So I just think you've got to give credit where credit's due sometimes and say, you know, with the group of players, they've all bought into how the manager wants to play. They've got Mateta up front, who's a nuisance. They've got good movement from midfield. And that back 3 with Henderson behind them is solid. Yeah. So take nothing away from Palace. But we're still top of the league.
Absolutely.
And you just got to look onwards and upwards.
Yeah, strangely, it's their first home Premier League win as well today of this season, because traditionally all last season and so far it's transpired.
Was that exactly what you knew you were going to do?
Yeah, well, I just tried to stay calm. Obviously, it's a nice flick on, good first touch and nice finish, so happy with it.
And the scenes at the end as well. I mean, the scenes after the goal, but then at full time. Have you known anything like that here before?
Yeah, I think that's what our fans are known for, you know, creating a great atmosphere. I think it just shows the togetherness of the group, you know. Obviously, anyone that's not playing want to come on and make an impact and help the team, and the boys that are playing are fighting and, you know, really strong. So it's a good, solid 3 points.
When Liverpool got the equaliser, did you think that was the moment gone?
No, I think we always keep believing. There was still time to play, so I just knew, obviously, the man just said, stay calm, you know, you're going to get a situation, and thankfully I was able to do that and score.
And overall, it was a performance that deserved 3 points, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the first half we had multiple chances. I think obviously there's not many teams that can create that much against Liverpool, so credit to us. And yeah, I think it was probably deserved the 3 points, so happy to be able to help and contribute.
What do you think the key was to creating so many chances against a team like Liverpool, as you say?
Yeah, I think we're just hard to play against. You know, we got a nice, resilient group. Obviously, we work together, and we got threats and talent up front and in midfield. So we know we're gonna hurt any team we play against. And today it all clicked for us, and thankfully we were able to get the 3 points.
And as you showed, although you don't want to be there, real strength off the bench as well today.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, everyone's fighting for positions. We all want to play. We all want to contribute. So whether I get 5, 10, 15, 90, I'm always going to try and contribute and give the best to the team.
You're the last unbeaten team in the Premier League now. Do you feel you're onto something here? Do you feel there's something special happening this season?
Yeah, we're just going to take it one game at a time. Obviously, like I said, we've got a really good group. We achieved a lot last season and started really well this season. So we want to keep pushing and want to try and bring more success to this club for the fans.
Well,
Jorse, these are heady days for Crystal Palace. Not just this amazing run, but they sit second in the Premier League ahead of the games to come this evening and, of course, Super Sunday tomorrow. I mean, they were well worth that win as well. We knew it was going to be a massive test for Liverpool, and it's a test that Liverpool, at times, couldn't live with.
They couldn't, and credit to Crystal Palace. We spoke about them early on in the show, and the togetherness and resilience that they show together. And I think it just shows second in the Premier League, 3 points behind Liverpool. And you can go all the way back to last season and what they achieved, winning an FA Cup. Start of this season, winning the Community Shield against Liverpool, and it just brings massive belief. And they're in European footballers having to deal with that midweek, Saturdays, midweek again, because they haven't got the biggest of squads. But I tell you what, they've got some real talent in that team, and players, obviously Sarr coming back in and getting his goal. Pino, 2 in middle of the park. Adam Wharton, wow, this boy is special. Got
He's
brought
something
off.
else, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still getting back to fitness, but he just plays with a calmness and experienced head, plays forward whenever he can. Kamada next to him, unbelievable as well.
Came in the second half for Liverpool, so it really does show that the difference and the contrast between those two halves.
It does, and you'd have to argue. It felt very much like Arne's first game against Ipswich last season. We were very poor in the first half, and then he probably gave them both barrels in the dressing room and they come out a different team. And I suspect that happened again today, because there needed to be a change. Yes, the personnel change, Gakpo coming on made a big difference. Chiesa, of course, coming on made a difference. But the attitude, I think, at times, go there. It's going to be tough. There are no easy games. That place is bouncing. It's noisy. It's very attritional there. It's hard. My family live around the corner, walking distance. We can hear them, you know what I mean, when I go around Sunday. So it's tough. We didn't find the polish we needed. We've got quality, star quality in that team. I'm talking big players. We needed Mo today. We probably needed a little bit more from Isak.
It's after a Premier League game in September is finished. Yeah. It's like a cup final.
Well,
you can understand why. That's
I mean, Palace are unbeaten for a long time, and they wanted to keep this going. This was against a Liverpool team who'd won 5 out of 5, and people are saying, they're not quite at the level we would expect, and I would agree with that. I mean, his team selection, Arne Slot, would be questionable in my opinion. No Gakpo on the left. In the first half, it was so narrow. Florian Wirtz, unfortunately, at this moment in time, hasn't got to the level that we expected. And certainly, me and I'm a big,
there's some
big
growing
fan of
question marks over him. It's still early. He's still adjusting to the Premier League. But are the question marks growing for you?
I mean, look, we're 6 games into the Premier League. He cost an awful lot of money. He's still very young, and we know how demanding the Premier League can be. But it was just a fact when I saw the team sheet and there was no Gakpo. They were so tight. It was so compact, and it was pretty easy for Crystal Palace to get down that right-hand side under Muniz, and he had an opportunity. Alisson again. Crystal Palace, second in the Premier League. Well done, you guys.
And how would you assess overall Isak's afternoon? Gets his first Premier League start. Overall disappointing?
Yes, he probably played more minutes than we would have expected. Rio Ungamoa came on with 10 minutes plus time added on, if that. So they got 80 plus minutes from Isak. He would never ever have played that. He had a header opportunity that he probably should do better with. He looked a little bit frustrated. We saw a little bit of glance where McAllister played a top class ball in, and he gets it stuck under his feet and pushes past the post. Fine margins. He's still got to find connections with his teammates, but I'm taking nothing away from this Crystal Palace team. They were absolutely sensational today.
Football fans, what a dramatic evening it was at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace pulled off a stunning 2-1 victory over Liverpool in the Premier League 2025-26 season, sending shockwaves across the league and leaving the Reds with big questions to answer. This wasn't just another 3 points dropped. It was a statement performance from Palace, a reminder of how dangerous they can be on their day, and perhaps a warning sign for Arne Slot's Liverpool project. In today's video, we'll break down everything you need to know, the key highlights, Ismaila Sarr's match-defining goal, the tactical battles that unfolded, and of course, Arne Slot's post-match reaction in the press conference. Stay tuned, because we're going deep into this game and what it means for both clubs moving forward. To the match recap, Crystal Palace 2-1 Liverpool. The match kicked off with intensity right from the first whistle. Liverpool, as expected, dominated possession in the early stages, with Mohamed Salah and Dominic Szoboszlai rivaling. But Crystal Palace, under the guidance of their manager, stuck to a compact defensive setup, soaking up the pressure and waiting for the right moment to strike. That moment came midway through the first half when Ismaila Sarr capitalized on the perfectly loaded pass sliced open the first defense. And Sarr, with pace and precision, slotted the ball past Palace and put it on the middle. Stayed on the right. Liverpool responded with urgency, pushing them forward. But Palace's defensive discipline and goalkeeper heroics kept them at bay. Just before halftime, however, Liverpool found a breakthrough. Darwin Núñez connected with a clever cross from Trent Alexander-Arnold, heading the ball home to level the score 1-1. At that point, many thought Liverpool would go on to take control in the second half, but Palace had other ideas. In the 70th minute, a defensive lapse from Liverpool gifted Crystal Palace another golden chance. A set-piece situation turned chaotic, and Palace's resilience paid off when their striker pounced to restore the lead at 2-1. From that moment, Selhurst Park turned into a fortress. Every tackle, every clearance, and every save felt like a victory in itself. Liverpool threw everything forward in the dying minutes. Palace held on for a famous 2-1 win. Key moments and goals, including Ismaila Sarr's strike. Let's talk about the key turning points. First and foremost, Ismaila Sarr's goal. This wasn't just a goal, it was a statement. Its pace, composure, and ability to deliver under pressure showed why Palace invested in him. The strike set the tone for the match, proving that Palace could hurt Liverpool when given space. Secondly, Darwin Núñez's equalizer. Credit where it's due. Trent Alexander-Arnold's delivery was world-class, and Núñez's header was clinical. At that point, the momentum seemed to be shifting toward Liverpool. But what makes this match so fascinating is how Palace responded. Instead of collapsing under pressure, they regrouped, stayed disciplined, and waited for their chance. The decisive second Palace goal came from Liverpool's defensive disorganization, something that will surely concern Arne Slot. Palace exploited that weakness brilliantly, and it was that moment that sealed the game. Those three key moments, Sarr's strike, Núñez's equalizer, and the second Palace goal, defined the entire narrative. Tactical breakdown, Palace's strategy versus Liverpool's struggles. Tactically, this game was fascinating. Liverpool had over 65% possession, but struggled to turn that dominance into clear chances. Palace deployed a low block, denying Salah and Núñez the space they thrived in. Every time Liverpool advanced, Palace had two lines of defence ready to absorb pressure. Arne Slot's philosophy emphasizes structured pressing and attacking patterns, but Palace disrupted the flow with intelligent pressing triggers. They allowed Liverpool to play through the wide areas but shut down central creativity. Szoboszlai and McAllister found it difficult to influence the game in the middle of the park. On the other hand, Palace's counterattacks were razor-sharp. With Sarr leading the line, they knew they could exploit Liverpool's high defensive line. The plan was clear: absorb pressure, then release Sarr and the attackers into space. It worked brilliantly, and it exposed Liverpool's defensive vulnerabilities, particularly in transitions and set-piece defending. Player performances and ratings. Let's move on to player performances. Ismaila Sarr, Crystal Palace, 9-10, the star of the show. His goal changed the game, his pace was a constant threat, and he carried Palace's attack. The Liverpool defense, 5-10. Van Dijk and Konate had uncharacteristically shaky moments. The second goal conceded was avoidable, and highlighted lapses in concentration. Darwin. Núñez, Liverpool, 7-10, took his goal well but lacked composure and later chances. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 7-5-10. Excellent delivery for Núñez's equalizer, but defensively caught out at times. Crystal Palace goalkeeper, 8.5-10. Some crucial saves that kept Palace in front. Mohamed Salah, Liverpool, 6-10. Worked hard but found himself heavily marked and unable to create decisive chances. Overall, Palace played above themselves, while Liverpool looked slightly off the pace, particularly in defence. Arne Slot's press conference reaction. Let's turn to Arne Slot's reaction after the match. At the press conference, the Liverpool manager remained composed, physically disappointed. He acknowledged Palace's performance, praising the defensive concentration and Ismaila Sarr's play. However, Slot didn't shy away from pointing out his team's shortcomings. He admitted that Liverpool created enough chances to concede the win, but actively defensive. He also stressed the need to improve defensive concentration, especially in transitional and set-piece situations. He asked what the stars and players he punished us when we switched off. At this level, you cannot afford those moments. Despite the defeat, Slot urged calm, reminding fans and players that it's a long season. He highlighted the importance of learning from these setbacks and improving game by game. Still, the pressure is on. Liverpool cannot afford too many slip-ups if they are to challenge for the title. Implications for Liverpool and Crystal Palace in EPL 2025-26. So, what does this result mean? For Crystal Palace, it's massive. Beating a top 6 side like Liverpool is a confidence boost and a statement of intent. It shows they can compete against the league's elite. Sarr's performance suggests he could be one of the standout players this season. For Liverpool, it's a setback. Dropping points early in the season against mid-table opposition can be costly to the top players. Slot will need to address defensive weaknesses and ensure his attackers are more ruthless in front of goal. With rivals like Manchester City, Arsenal and Chelsea pushing hard, Liverpool cannot afford repeated slip-ups. This result also adds intrigue to the Premier League 2025-26 league. Can Palace push for a European spot? Will Liverpool bounce back strong? These are questions that will unfold in the coming weeks. Closing thoughts, plus call to action. Subscribe, like, comment. To wrap up, Crystal Palace's 2-1 win over Liverpool was more than just an upset. It was a tactical masterclass, a showcase of resilience, and a reminder that no Premier League match is ever predictable. Ismaila Sarr's brilliance, Palace's organization, and Liverpool's shortcomings combined to deliver one of the most memorable games of the season so far. Arne Slot's reaction at the press conference showed honesty and determination, but actions on the pitch will matter more than words in the weeks ahead. Now, I want to hear from you. Was this just a one-off bad day for Liverpool, or does it highlight deeper issues in Arne Slot's system? And how far can Crystal Palace go this season after such a statement win? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dive football analysis. Until next time, this has been your Premier League post-match analysis.